is a better variety. KSMO Salem.
AP News, I'm Mike Hempen. Authorities don't believe there are any survivors after a jet collided with a military helicopter last night just outside Washington, D.C. The American Airlines jet was carrying 64 people. 3 soldiers were aboard the helicopter. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the military is investigating.
Senior level aviation team, an investigative team from our Aviation Safety Center, was deployed last night and already is in Washington, D.C. to investigate what's going on.
President Trump says Democrats and their diversity initiatives are partly to blame for the aviation accident.
I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. And they put politics at a level that nobody's ever seen, because this was the lowest level.
There are new numbers out on the economy.
Consumer spending continues to drive growth. From October through December, the gross domestic product, the economy's output of goods and services, expanded at a 2.3% annual rate. It was slightly below what economists were expecting. The report from the Commerce Department also showed persistent inflationary pressure at the end of 2024. For the year, the economy grew at a healthy 2.8%. Overall, the numbers show President Trump has inherited a healthy economy, but the outlook is cloudy. Trump has promised to cut taxes and ease regulations on business, which could speed GDP growth. But his plan to impose big taxes on imports and to deport millions of immigrants working in the country illegally could mean slower growth and higher prices. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Hamas has confirmed for the first time that Israel killed the head of its military wing last year in an airstrike. The announcement came shortly after Hamas released hostages in exchange for prisoners held by Israel. This is AP News. There hasn't been any growth for Europe's economy.
Europe's economy has stagnated at the end of last year as former growth engine Germany floundered to the end of a second straight year of shrinking output. The European Union statistics agency Eurostat said Thursday that gross domestic product was flat, with a 0 increase in the last 3 months of the year in the 20-nation Eurozone. Vice-Chancellor Robert Habeck, who is also Germany's economy minister, told a news conference that the country was stuck in stagnation. Habeck said his coalition government had struggled to fully implement its economic policies. Leading economies Germany and France are both unsettled by political turmoil. Germany's confusion could clear up after a national election on February the 23rd, following the collapse of Social Democrat Chancellor Olaf Scholz's governing coalition. The alliance had been mired in months of bickering over what to do about the economy. I'm Karen Shamas.
I'm Mike Hempen, AP News.
This is St. Louis Blues broadcaster Chris Kerber, inviting you to follow all the exciting action of St. Louis Blues hockey this season. If you can't make it to the game, the next best thing is being there listening here on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. Your radio home for the St. Louis Blues.
Your journey to college starts with filing your FAFSA. It's your key to federal and state financial aid, including grants and loans. Many scholarships require FAFSA submission, too. Even if you think you won't qualify, it could unlock more opportunities than you expect. Don't miss out. You can make college more affordable. Take that first step towards your future at journeytocollege.mo.gov. A message from Missouri Department of Higher Education.
Hey, all you high school juniors, with a few well-placed words, there's an adventure at hand waiting for you. It's the Intercounty Youth Contest, and you can win an all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C. or Jefferson City. And all you had to do is write a 250 to 500-word essay on what's one thing you'd love to learn or get better at, and why. For more information about the Youth Tour Contest, contact your school or Intercounty Electric Member Services at 866-621-3679. Hey!
At KSMO Radio, it's time for a look at weather during the noon hour. Brought to you as a courtesy of all of us here at KSMO. They expect cloudy skies, showers, and winds out of the southeast at about 12 to 15 miles an hour that could gust during the afternoon up to near 25 to 30. Our chance of getting more rain today, about 100%. We should top out about 53 degrees. More scattered showers tonight till about midnight, cloudy, and a low of 42. Winds out of the southeast will be at 8 to 15, moving to the west after midnight, and they could still gust during the early evening hours up to about 20 to 25. Chance of getting more rain this evening, 30%. Some isolated showers during the morning Friday, then cloudy, high of 51. We'll have southwest winds at 8 to 15, moving to the northwest by the afternoon. Winds could be gusting still up to 20 to 25 miles an hour during the afternoon. The chance of rain, 20%. Our high on Friday, right around 51. Cooler Friday night, cloudy, low of 33 with a northwesterly breeze of 5 to 10. That breeze will become light and variable by midnight. Saturday, sunny and nice day, high of 55. Winds, where they're going to be pretty much light and variable during the morning hours, but become southerly as the morning goes on, about 5, maybe up to 10 miles an hour. By the afternoon, winds could be at 15 to 20. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low of 40. Sunny Sunday, high of 64. Partly cloudy Sunday night, low of 40. And Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 62 degrees. Currently right here at KSMO Radio, 44 degrees. We have 98% relative humidity, some light rain falling. Winds out of southeast at 11 mile an hour right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio source. Keep it right here as we have our Brownfield Commentary Livestock Report on the way during your noon hour right here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. Now the Brownfield Commentary and then the Livestock Reports on KSMO Radio.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. One of my friends recently asked me if I had eaten at any restaurant where the food and service were as good as it was prior to the COVID pandemic. Sadly, those instances of as good as are few and far between. But in my view, service started going south before COVID came to America. I took my Equinox to the dealership for an oil change and tire rotation a couple of weeks ago. I paid $103. Later that day, I received a text from the dealership following up on the service and asking if everything was completed to my satisfaction. The next morning, scrolling to the tire pressure display on the vehicle's driver display screen, I found tire pressures of 48, 41, 32, and 37. I texted the dealership and said that I assumed with tire rotation, the air in each tire would be checked and pressures balanced. Within an hour, I received a text from the owner of the dealership apologizing and offering to come and get my Equinox to get those air pressures corrected. Service, by definition, is the action of helping or doing work for someone or assistance or advice given to customers during and after the sale of goods. People buy from people they like. Not everyone is brand loyal, but most of us will go back to the company where they were treated well and real relationships have been forged. They'll go back because they trust the people with whom they are doing business. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. I prefer to try on the shoes at a real store. I like to pick out my own bananas, bacon, and bread. I want to get a tool in my hands to see how it fits before ordering it online. Bring back service. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. When you choose your passwords, make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
Everything really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true.
What?
It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Spring Training 2025 in Jupiter, Florida is just around the corner, and the boys of summer will be back on the field before we know it.
With amazing feats, unforgettable moments, and spectacular plays you won't soon forget. We will be there from the first pitch to the final out.
Bringing you all the excitement right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Listen to Cardinals Spring Training games every weekend starting February 22nd, right here on KSMO Radio.
Direct cash cattle businesses picking up and cash hogs are quiet at midday. Hello, I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. There's some light direct cash cattle trade underway. The expectation was for business to push higher again this week, and it did not disappoint. Live deals in the South are starting off at $208. That's $6 to $7 higher than the previous week's weighted averages. Asking prices have been at $210 plus live. Trade is yet to develop in the north, but bids have surfaced at $330 dressed. Box beef is lower and sharply lower at midday on light demand for moderate offerings. Choice down $1.68 at $328.86. Select is $4.23 lower at $316.44. At the Bassett Livestock Auction in Nebraska, compared to 2 weeks ago, feeder steers 500 to 800 pounds or $3 to $8 higher. Comparable heifer offerings at 500 pounds or $10 higher. Heifer 600 to 650 pounds or $5 to $14 higher. The USDA says demand was good with several buyers in-house and online. Feeder supplies, 56% steers. Medium and large one feeder steers, 602 to 644 pounds, brought 339 to 355.25. Medium and large one feeder heifer, 651 to 698 pounds, brought 292 to 315.50. Cash hogs were not reported at midday with a handful of negotiated purchases. After the solid start to the week's business, the market has tempered a bit. Demand for U.S. pork on the global market has been strong, pushing processors to be more aggressive in their procurement efforts. The industry is monitoring the talks about tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, which could go into effect as early as Saturday. That would likely cause some disruption to demand. Supplies of market-ready hogs are ample, which is good news as the slaughter pace has been pushing higher. The 5-day rolling average for bears and gilts at the National Daily Direct is $83. At the Iowa, Minnesota, and the Western Corn Belt, it's at $83.34. Butcher hog prices at the Midwest cash markets are $1 higher at $58. And pork values were weak at midday, down 12 cents at $93.19. Bellies moved sharply lower. Ribs and hams were also lower, while butts, picnics, and loins were all higher. I'm Megan Grebner, Brownfield Ag News.
This spotlight on Missouri soybeans policy is brought to you by the Missouri Soybean Association. Missouri Soybeans Senior Policy Director Casey Wasser is confident in incoming Governor Mike Kehoe's ag focus despite anticipated budget issues.
He has some large undertakings that he wants to do on public safety. He has some things he wants to do around some tax cuts. I know that crime's going to be his number one priority, but his passion is agriculture, and you're going to see that remain at the top of the list.
Wasser says Missouri farmers see Kehoe's regulatory approach and transportation infrastructure spending as friendly.
It's the core of what we should be funding, and so having that message from a farmer and a governor and someone who understands infrastructure has been extremely valuable to our industry.
Learn more at mosoy.org and on the Spotlight podcast, brought to you by dues-paying members of the Missouri Soybean Association.
Here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. That has been our Brownfield Commentary and Livestock Reports, brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO Radio. Time for a look at our updated funeral announcements, brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. You know, they've been around since 1992, providing instant information to those who want to pick it up. 4 pages of news, sports, weather, obituaries, and some stock reports that you can use every single day, Monday through Friday, and it's absolutely free. Check it out for yourself. Your World Today, and also online at KSMOradio.com. Check it out for yourself. Your World Today. Peggy Jean Whitaker of Salem passed away Monday in Rolla at the age of 94. Funeral services for Peggy Jean Whitaker will be held at 1 o'clock February 6th in the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation will be from 11 o'clock until service time on Thursday, February 6th at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Burial will be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Peggy Jean Whitaker, whose funeral services will be Thursday at 1, February 6th at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Edith Marie Skiles of Salem passed away on Friday, January 24th, at the age of 98. Memorial services for Edith Marie Skiles will be at noon on Saturday, February 8th, at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Burial will be in the Mount Hermon Cemetery. Visitation will be from 11 until service time Saturday at the chapel. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to the memory of Edith Skiles to Mount Hermon Cemetery. All the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Edith Marie Skiles, whose memorial services will be held on Saturday, February 8th, at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. And that's a look at our updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Over 40 locations in Salem and Bunker, you can find a hard copy of Your World Today. But also don't forget it is online, and in no case will you ever pay for it. It's absolutely free. Your World Today, a service of KSMO Radio.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free.
Here at KSMO, it's now time for a look at local news. Local news brought to you by your friends at the SBU Salem campus, located 501 South Grand Street right here in Salem. It provides quality higher education close to home for the residents of Dent County and surrounding areas. To find out more information about the degrees or the programs offered by SBU Salem, just contact them at 729-7071. That's 729-7071. SBU Salem campus, bringing you a look at local news. At the Dent County Commission meeting this morning, 42nd Judicial Circuit Court Judge Megan C. presented a formal demand letter to the Commission requiring them to make the old courthouse ADA compliant with the installation of an elevator. The letter says the elevator must be installed to accommodate those with disabilities as soon as possible. C said in her letter that all litigants and citizens who need to access the courthouse should have the right to do so unencumbered and without embarrassment. She goes on to say that the associate courtroom in the judicial building cannot accommodate a jury trial, and trials held off-site do not have the same sense of decorum and respect for the court proceedings if a jury is involved. She cited that is the case with the Salem City Hall, which has numerous exits and entrances. C indicated it is the duty of the Commission to make certain litigants and court staff are kept safe as possible during court proceedings. In her letter, Judge C says that as the presiding circuit judge, she is going to bring the courthouse into compliance with the American with Disabilities Act, as it is the right thing to do. Knowing this undertaking will take some time to accomplish, C is giving the County Commission 90 days to begin the installation of a chairlift and to request the bids for the installation of an elevator in the Dent County Courthouse that will need to be published in the Salem News within the next 90 days. Sheriff Bob Wells and the Commission discussed an elevator at the old courthouse, which could be very costly at the age of the building, and also discussed a new courtroom and judicial offices next to the old jail at Iron and 5th Streets. Commissioner Gary Larson said he's been a proponent of an elevator as well as handicapped accessibility, and at one time had found a grant to help pay to install an elevator at the courthouse for $350,000, but that was voted down at the time. The cost of an elevator added to the courthouse expected now to exceed $1 million, not to mention where to add it at the courthouse and how it will be incorporated into the current historical structure. A new courtroom and judicial center was proposed at the time of the new jail construction, but was deemed too expensive at the time. Citizens to support the new jail passed 2 jail sales taxes, one for the operation of the jail and the other to pay for the construction. It was discussed, if possible, to extend those sales taxes to help pay for the new courtroom, but that information would need to be presented to L.J. Hart and Associates, who worked with the county on the jail project, who could determine any additional financial costs. The issue would then have to be brought before the people for a vote to extend the sales tax. This could be allowed as the initial bond issue ballot language included the new courtroom and associated judicial offices as being supported by those funds. The commission was going to get updated prices on the chairlift to see if they needed to go out for bid, which it must do if the cost exceeds $12,000. In the road report, District 1 Commissioner Keith Green said the new box spreader was taking a nap hide where the motor and gearbox had to be replaced, but the box had been recalled and there should not be any charge to the county for the repairs. He said the box spreader was going to be picked up and tested at the Road and Bridge Department. He said crews are repairing the brush cutter and still working on FEMA roads. District 2 Commissioner Jimmy Williams said crews are in the Sligo area replacing a culvert and working on FEMA road repairs. He also said workers are installing new grader blades. Commissioner Gary Larson had no report, and County Clerk Angie Curley said the county was paying bills. The next meeting of the commissioners will be Monday morning at 9 o'clock at the courthouse, and that meeting is open to the public. The Salem Memorial District Hospital Board of Directors held their regular meeting Tuesday evening at 7 in the doctor's library. After the roll call and approving the agenda and past minutes, Chief Executive Officer Brooke Bowman gave her report, in which she stated that due to the current presidential administration's freeze on federal spending, most grants to the hospital will be halted, and the subsequent effects on the hospital's income will remain to be seen. Since that meeting was held, though, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the presidential administration's freeze on the federal grants. Bowman did state they are still in active negotiation agreements with Phelps Health with no projected time frame for completion. The board approved the monthly financials. In the month of December, inpatient admissions, outpatient registrations, and ER visits went up slightly, and there were 213 ambulance runs. Total operating revenue for the month of December was about $2.4 million. Bowman noted a marked decrease in the salary expenditures and a rather large increase in the hospital's health insurance, and stated it may benefit the hospital to discuss implementing an employee health program. Total operating expenses were around $2.4 million, and the hospital had a net profit of $199,308. In December, the 340B program saw a net profit of $26,670, and the hospital currently has 24 days cash on hand. During the Chief Nursing Officer's report, Amber Hogan stated there were many nursing positions opening, and they're providing IV push educations to LPNs and have submitted 2 applications for the Dent County Opioid Relief Settlement. The hospital hired 1 new employee but lost 11 in the last month. New changes to the hospital's consumer assessment of healthcare providers and systems will be implemented in 2025, including changes to several questions, the ability to fill out a survey by proxy, and the method of contacting patients. Thanks to the Torch funding, which is not part of the federal grants and should not be affected by any spending freeze, the hospital's Mo Kiosk pilot project has been implemented. Services include applying for benefits, requesting new EBT and Medicaid cards, and checking case statuses. The board approved privilege requests for 3 doctors with a telepsychiatry and teleradiological departments, and approved funding for a new PFT machine through the Bank of Salem at 7% for 5 years, with a monthly payment of $1,341.67 with no early payout penalties. The total cost of the new machine will be $67,756.95. The board voted to create a subcommittee to review the hospital's various policies and procedures and make recommendations for the board's approval. Before adjourning, the board did move into executive session. The next regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Salem Memorial Hospital will be Tuesday evening, February 25th at 7 at the Doctor's Library, and the regular meetings are open to the public. The City of Salem Board of Aldermen held their regular meeting Tuesday evening at 202 North Washington in the old City Hall auditorium. After the call to order, the board approved the agenda and consent agenda. Rob Benowitz approached the podium during public comments and asked if the park expose portion of the 100-acre wood rally race hosted yearly by the City of Salem could be moved from 4th Street to the area surrounded by the courthouse due to the ongoing construction on the sidewalks. The board agreed to add this topic to the agenda for the next regular meeting. During new miscellaneous business, the board approved the bid from Sunbolt Solomon in the amount of $17,500 to replace the old transformer at Dale Brown Fields that was damaged by the flood in November. This money will come out of the Park and Recreation Fund. The board heard the first reading of Bill 3640, which would create an ordinance to amend the 2024-25 annual budget for the city of Salem, increasing revenues by $731,260 and increasing expenditures by $360,002. Finance Director Stacy Houston explained that the quote for the city's general liability insurance came in after the budget was approved and was much higher than what they had originally budgeted for. The budget adjustment will also reflect some insurance reimbursement funds received from claims submitted after hail and storm damage and funds that were approved by the board from the previous year's fund balance. The board also heard the first and second reading of Bill number 3639 that would establish an ordinance to allow the board the option to waive fees to collect yard waste by the city after a storm. The bill was approved. However, this time there's no date set for when the yard waste pickup will be. After hearing the first and second readings of Bill 3641, the board approved the contract with Midstate Pipeline Maintenance LLC for the Salem Wastewater Treatment Facility Phase 2A improvements in the amount of $4,204,916. The board approved Bill 3638 for a change order for the cost of the elevation storage tank for the new tank and the well project at an increase of $12,765. Bill number 3630, establishing a service availability fee for sewer services provided by the city and a payment structure based on the size of the meter, failed due to a lack of a motion. During the reports of city officials, Public Works Director Steve Payne stated he has put out a request for bids to replace the fencing around the plant that was destroyed in the November flood, and he is working with Houston to collect the necessary documentation to submit the claim for FEMA reimbursement. Payne stated the recent DNR inspection went well. The city's water loss is at 11%, which is down from 17% at the last inspection. Payne stated they continue to work on finding and repairing leaks. Stacy Houston presented the finance report in which she did state that the 2024 audit results will be presented at the next Board of Aldermen meeting. With no other reports, the meeting went into executive session to discuss contracts and personnel before adjourning. More after this.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071.
Made for agriculture, we are MFA.
Get your calves off to a good start with MFA branded feeds. With time-tested, proven feeds like Cattle Charge and Full Throttle, you can put pounds on your calves quickly, efficiently, and safely. The feed-to-gain ratios speak for themselves. A good start is critical for this year's calf crop. Financing is available. Get a great start with MFA Feed.
We are MFA.
One site, one app, one stop for 24-hour ag news and podcasts. At agroamerica.com, you'll find ag news from the best reporters and podcasters. AgroAmerica streams nonstop ag news and country hits for free. The place for timely, accurate, and dependable ag news. From the cab, to the truck, to the barn, to the kitchen, AgroAmerica is ready to arm you with the knowledge you need as a farmer or rancher. Grab your smartphone and get it today. AgroAmerica.
The Tigers.
Catch and shoot deep three. Good. Splashed it home from deep.
Play.
Puts up a floater. Good. He got fouled. A career high 27.
Here.
Jammed down for his first Missouri field goal.
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
I need all of you to join hands and help build something special.
Catch every game all season long right here.
Ball fake. Now deep three. Left wing good.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
At KSMO, let's take a look at that weather situation. Right now, still cloudy, still drizzly, still a little bit of rain out there here and then. It's kind of scattered, hit and miss, but we have had that light to a little bit of moderate showers pretty much most of the morning hours, actually, and then it's going to continue through the afternoon. So cape and umbrella, raincoat close, you're probably going to need it. So right now we do have a little bit of scattered light rain at your hometown radio station. We do expect to top out pretty close to 53. Not quite sure we're going to make it there, but it should be pretty close. We are going to have winds, though, out of southeast, and that's going to continue throughout most of the day today at 10 to 15. It could gust this afternoon as high as 25 miles an hour. Our chance of getting rain today, about 100%. For tonight, we have a 3 in 10 chance of some scattered showers up till about maybe 9 or 10 o'clock. And then we'll have a low of 42 by early Friday morning. Winds southeasterly will continue at 5 to 15, but after midnight they'll move to the west. For Friday, we're going to have isolated hit and miss rain in the morning. 20% chance of a little bit of shower here and there. Otherwise cloudy. High of 51. Winds out of the southwest will be at 5 to 15, moving to the northwest by the afternoon. Winds could gust up to 20 miles an hour. And then for Friday night, cloudy, a little bit cooler, down to around 33. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 will become light and variable late in the evening. Saturday, sunny, nice day, high of 55. Winds out of south at about 5 to 10 will start to pick up during the late morning, and they could gust up to 20 miles an hour by the afternoon. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low of 40, and then sunny Sunday, high of 65 degrees. Currently here at KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station, it's 50. Feels like 46 with the winds out of the southeast at 11. 94% of relative humidity and the pressure falling at 29.88 inches. Keep it here at KSMO. We got some sports news next, as well as statewide news from the Missouri Net and our crossover music in the 1 o'clock hour coming your way. KSMO Radio.
Progressive Ozark Bank's debit card is now ready for your smartwatch or phone. It's compatible with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. Just upload it to your mobile wallet and go. No more fumbling to find your card when you're in a hurry. Just tap and pay. Simple, easy, and secure. That's the progress of local banking. Progressive Ozark Bank, FDIC insured. Where people matter.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in Salem, how the Salem Tigers did, or who may have passed away? There's only one way to get that information quickly, and that's by going to Your World Today online. Go to KSMORadio.com and click on the Your World Today button, and you'll get the latest edition online, or check out the Your World Today archives. And if you are in town, pick one up in any of the 30-plus locations in Salem and Bunker. Your World Today, they're free!
At KSMO Radio, now time to take a look at some local sports news brought to you as a courtesy of KS 1340 AM and 95.7 FM. Salem Boys Basketball Tigers and Lady Tigers will be at Bunker tomorrow evening. It'll be a doubleheader. It is homecoming at Bunker. The Lady Tigers and Lady Eagles will square off at 5, followed by the boys' JV game at around 6:15. And around 7:30, the Salem Boys Basketball Tigers take on the Bunker Eagles. KSMO Radio will be broadcasting the girls and varsity boys games, and both contests will be video streamed on KSMO Media, which includes KSMORadio.com, KSMO YouTube, and KSMO Facebook page. St. Louis Blues will be off until they go to Colorado tomorrow night. Take on the Avalanche. We'll have that contest on KSMO after Tiger basketball right here on KSMO Radio, your hometown radio station. And again, that game should begin at about 9 o'clock following the Salem Bunker doubleheader. And that is a look at sports news brought to you as a courtesy of all of us right here at KSMO Radio. My name is Stan Stevens. Coming your way next, we have sports from the Missouri Net on KSMO, Salem, Missouri.
Bill Pollock rescue crews continue work in the Potomac River where an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided with an American Eagle regional jet that was coming in to land in D.C., returning figure skaters, coaches, and families from a development camp in Kansas. The U.S. Figure Skating Championships were just held in Wichita. Next year's Figure Skating Championships are being held at Enterprise Center in St. Louis. The St. Louis Billikens are launching an investigation into a fight that broke out with about a minute to go in the game against VCU on Tuesday. It was caught on camera on the CBS Sports Network, showing at least one fan that was bloodied, another being attended to by emergency responders. SLU is back at home Friday night when they host Dayton. Brandon Saad has no intentions of playing in the AHL. The Blues forward agreed to terminate his contract. Saad cleared waivers yesterday, making him eligible to play for the Blues AHL affiliate in Springfield. Instead, Saad will lose out on the remaining $5.5 million of his contract, which runs through the end of next season. Saad had just 7 goals and 9 assists in 43 games this season after scoring 26 last year. The Blues are in Colorado tomorrow night. The Royals adding a reliever, Carlos Estevez, a 2-year, $22 million contract. The 32-year-old spent the last 2 seasons as a closer. He had 26 saves with a 2.45 ERA with the Angels and Phillies last season. He was an all-star in 2023. The NFL is confident Chiefs Kingdom will be safe at the Super Bowl in New Orleans in the aftermath of a terror attack that killed 14 people there on New Year's Day. The NFL has been working on Super Bowl 59 security over the past 2 years and reassessed their security plans. The 11th Super Bowl, hosted by New Orleans next weekend, expected to draw an estimated 100,000 visitors. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Your journey to college starts with filing your FAFSA. It's your key to federal and state financial aid, including grants and loans. Many scholarships require FAFSA submission too. Even if you think you won't qualify, it could unlock more opportunities than you expect. Don't miss out. You can make college more affordable. Take that first step towards your future at journeytocollege.mo.gov. A message from Missouri Department of Higher Education.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
At K&H Auto Supply, get a Hopkins Flow Tool Giant Quick Fill Funnel for $6.99, a Performance Tool Mini Refillable Jet Torch for $18.99, Total Inflator Gauge for $27.99, and Duralube Engine Treatment $12.99 for the quart size. That's a K&H Auto Supply right here in Salem.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Missouri Net News, I'm Elisa Nelson. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley is defending President Trump's rash of executive orders and action taken since returning to the White House. That included a directive to freeze federal funding for numerous loans and programs, which was rescinded Wednesday.
The memo I think you're talking about said OMB is going to review going forward some grants, not any federally mandated programs.
St. Louis Democratic Congressman Wesley Bell went on social media to condemn the attempted funding freeze, saying those funds support seniors, nonprofits, and medical research. Missouri State University leaders have announced that their diversity and inclusion programs have ended. President Richard Biff Williams says state lawmakers and the governor made it clear that it would not be funded.
We were asked to remove diversity statements from hiring, from scholarships, from different programs.
This is Missouri Net.
The people at your Touchstone Energy Cooperative wear many hats. Your customer service rep might also coach at the local middle school. Or some of our line workers are also volunteer firefighters. It's true, We take pride in serving our members. That's why you'll find us helping out in our community. Because we not only work here, we live here.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri. We're for kayakers, car dealers, grocery baggers, and mail carriers. We're for teachers, preachers, students, and singers. Armed service members? You bet we're for you. We're for people who shake your hand and say hello, not because they know you, but because they don't. We're for brewmasters, stockbrokers, beauty queens, and truck drivers. And don't worry, we're still for farmers too. Whatever you do, if you're a Missourian, we're for you. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
At the Missouri Department of Agriculture, they know protecting your livestock is a top priority, especially when black vultures are involved. Use the following tips to keep these pests away. Pen birthing animals near human activity. Remove roosting locations such as dead trees and abandoned barns, and scare vultures away with loud noises. Visit agriculture.mo.gov for more tips. There are plenty of mitigation options available. Get help today at agriculture.mo.gov.
Get more music variety every day. KSMO, Salem.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
breathing in the refund.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services needs your help building a safer environment for older adults and adults with disabilities. Some forms of abuse, such as financial exploitation, neglect, and bullying, are often overlooked. If you believe someone is experiencing abuse, call Missouri's Adult Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 800-392-0210 or report online at health.mo.gov/abuse. Together we can stop adult abuse. It's a crime.
And looking at that forecast for the rest of the afternoon, it looks like we're going to have some intermittent light showers off and on through the day today. It's not going to get real warm today. Well, we got spoiled yesterday. It was just a beautiful day yesterday, but it's not going to quite be that nice. But not terrible. Right now at 50 degrees, and it should stay 50, 52, 53. No higher than that, I would think, during the afternoon. Winds out of southeast are going to make it feel cooler than that, as it will continue to be in double figures, 10 to 20 miles an hour. Our chance of getting a little bit more rain, still about 100%, though, through the middle of the afternoon. And for tonight, intermittent light scattered showers up till about maybe 9 o'clock. Cloudy otherwise, low of 42, with a southeasterly breeze still at 10 to 15, and gusting to 25 during the early evening hours, but it will die down and move to the west after midnight. For Friday, we're going to have some intermittent rain in the morning, possibly an isolated shower, cloudy and a high of 51. Winds out of southwest will be blowing at 5 to 15 and possibly gusting up to 25. And then they'll move to the northwest by the afternoon. Clouds on Friday night at the low of 33 with northwesterly breezes at 5 to 10. Those winds will become light and variable by in the evening. Saturday, sunny, high of 55. Winds, they'll be out of the south at 5 to 10. It could gust up to 15 to 20. Partly cloudy Saturday night, low of 40. And sunny on Sunday, high of 65 degrees. Woo-hoo. Currently at the KSMO studios, we do have a little bit of light rain still coming down. 50 degrees is what we have. We also have right now 10-mile-an-hour winds out of southeast, 96% relative humidity. Pressure is dropping, 29.84 inches. And our relative humidity at 96%, making it feel like right now with that wind of 46 degrees. Yeah, it's a little cool out there. Make sure you wear a raincoat or have an umbrella just in case. There's a possibility of getting a few scattered showers that could be moderate yet today. All right. Now look at weather brought to you by your friends at Philmart right here in Salem. You know, if you are a lottery player, you can play all the different types of Missouri lottery games there. They can play the big money games like Powerball, Mega Millions, or you can do Pick 3 or Show Me 5. You can also do your Scratchers games there. Now you can get those tickets right through the convenient covered drive-through window or by walking in. And don't forget, too, that if you love Scratchers tickets, and a lot of people do, some of the older Scratcher tickets, when you go to other locations, are no longer available. Yet they're still active with the Missouri Lottery. If you are one of those players that have a favorite Scratcher ticket, you can probably still go to Philmart and get that same Scratchers ticket. As long as it's available through the Missouri Lottery, they're going to have it. So if you have a favorite, head on down to Philmart and play your favorite Scratchers game, no matter what the denomination might be. Again, if they're active through the Missouri Lottery, Philmart does their very best to get those older games because they know people like them. And so they keep them handy right here in Salem at Philmart. The only Philmart is at the corner of Highway 19 in Franklin. And, of course, locally owned by the Salyer family. They're open every day, 7 days a week.
Most people have been through the drive-thru at Philmart to pick up everything from beverages to biscuits and gravy to lottery tickets. But did you know Philmart can handle special orders to provide what you need for your unique occasion, like a birthday party or even a holiday party? Just ask their staff for assistance where they can help you get the right amount of your favorite beverages, ice, and even a block of lottery tickets for your event. Philmart, more than just a convenience store, at the corner of Highway 19 in Franklin, open 7 days a week.
The people at your Touchstone Energy Cooperative wear many hats. Your customer service rep might also coach at the local middle school. Or some of our line workers are also volunteer firefighters. It's true, we take pride in serving our members. That's why you'll find us helping out in our community. Because we not only work here, we live here.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
You're right here.